Every year, it seems to me that at this time of the year, all you hear around you is happy, happy, happy. You're told that it's the most wonderful time of the year. Carols are telling you that Santa Claus is coming to town, or have a holly jolly Christmas. My experience, personally and as a pastor, lets me know that that's not where some folks are in their lives when Christmas rolls around. Don't get me wrong. I don't have any problems with Christmas carols, whether they be secular or sacred, with joy in the birth of the Christ child. But I also know that some years, this push to be happy, happy, happy only serves to bring me more heartache. We see those pictures of the Norman Rockwell family get-togethers, and we keep that in mind as what our family should look like, or you see the ads on TV, with everybody coming to Christmas. We see posts on Facebook. I see them on Facebook and Instagram, and kind of wonder, why isn't my Christmas like that? Some of us grieve the loss of family members. We see the empty seats at the table, and our hearts ache. But sometimes the chairs are empty, not because of a death in the family, but because family members can't make it back for Christmas. My dad spent 30 years active duty in the Air Force. We didn't go home from Turkey to Pennsylvania when my dad was stationed in Turkey for 2 years. And so family was something different. But we grieved the fact that we couldn't get together. Too often we think of loss and grief in relationship to the death of a loved one, but we've all experienced losses. And at this time of the year, they seem to heighten the pain of those losses. We have sometimes lost our jobs. Sometimes we don't have the financial resources that we thought we had. And when we look around and seem to see everybody happy, we wonder, why don't I feel that way? So tonight, we come together to name those losses: physical, psychological, emotional. And yet we have hope. This past Sunday, Pastor Matt talked about the difference between excited exuberance and joy. So I want us to think about the difference now between happiness and joy. We kind of confuse those two sometimes. Happiness for me is kind of that temporary feeling. Most of us generally don't live in a state of happiness because we have ups and downs in our lives, that excited exuberance. For me, and I disagree with some of the definitions that I looked for online, which said that joy comes from getting something good. I don't think joy is dependent on getting something good. Rather, it transcends those ups and downs, and it goes deep, bone deep in our soul, to find a place of contentment and peace, even in the midst of pain. What provides that peace? I want to share with you tonight a song that speaks of the hope that we have, especially as we anticipate the birth of the Christ child. The song is Emmanuel by Points of Grace. No decoration, no tree with tinsel, no lights this year at home. The rooms are silent, no carols play. It's the first time she is all alone. But what a wonder, she says there's comfort. Emmanuel, our God, is with us. Yes, he is with us still. Emmanuel, he has not left us, and he never will. And the second verse goes, they may be next door, may be the next row, but there's someone with a heartache They face the seasons, the happy greetings with no joy in this holiday. For all the broken here in the moment, Emmanuel, our God is with us. Yes, he is with us still. He has not left us, and he never will. I want to disagree with them a little bit on the joy part, but I do agree that there's comfort in Emmanuel, God with us. I connect with this song on two levels because I think it gives us two perspectives about the pain of being alone in this season. The first is that first verse. It implies the death in a family, but there could be so many other reasons for the person being alone at Christmas. Estrangement, the family's not nearby, whatever. And the second verse, though, makes us aware that we don't know by looking at somebody whose heart is aching in this season, for whatever reason. Because we don't want to burden others with our grief and our sorrow, too often we don't share our heartache, especially in this season where everyone around us seems to be full of happiness and joy. We don't want to depress them. We don't want to bring them down. This verse makes us aware that we don't know the sorrows that others carry. We don't know how people are reacting to their pain. Some show grief by going overboard with decorations, celebrations, doing all the work. Other people may withdraw from everything and just go through the motions. But what we do know is that in the midst of this sorrow and this pain, that there is hope and joy because of Emmanuel, God with us. That's the promise we have. That the hope, awe, and joy, that God loves us so much that God came to us vulnerable as any of us, open to hunger and pain, in the form of a tiny baby. God knows us. God knows our sorrows. And what a wonder. There is comfort for all the broken, no matter the reason. Here in this moment, there is hope. And hope is present because of Emmanuel, God with us, who is present with us today and always. Emmanuel has not left us, and he never will.